Before the game, the teams take the knee, a show of solidarity against all forms of discrimination. Under lights, it just feels right, a proper FA Cup kind of night in Wiltshire. The Swindon take on the country's best, the league leaders, the league champions in the Premier League, Manchester City. Lee Henry, the stage set for Swindon to maybe pull off, if they can, a huge surprise, given how strong this City team is.
100%. I think this is a hiding to nothing, if you like. You've got League Two coming against, obviously, the Premier League title champions, and what a season they're having up to now. You do feel that they're going to obviously go and do it again with 10 points clear at the top of the Premier League. But like I said, some of these youngsters have got to go and enjoy, relish the fact of playing against some of these world-class players.
João Cancelo onto Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne's pass for Kyle Walker. And now they've shot from Cole Palmer, and he's deflected away behind for the game's first corner inside the first, 50 seconds for Manchester City.
Well, straight away you're going to see the likes of Kyle Walker making their run for great feet, isn't it? Again, from that young man, Cole Palmer, coming into the side. Really good defending in the end, because that looks like it was certainly heading to that far corner. Loosewood may have had that covered, but what a start that is from Manchester City.
So De Bruyne's corner. No surprise here, City on the front foot early in Wiltshire. De Bruyne's ball sent in. Back out now to involve Gundogan. His pass is going to be just picked up here by City. Back to Zach Steffen, goalkeeper tonight. No Ederson.
I think the important thing for Swindon is first and foremost that they do keep that solid foundation against Manchester City with the movement that they have and they possess in forward areas. It's vital that they stay in the games, but you don't want to sit too far back on your haunches, allowing Manchester City to dictate in that forward areas. I do feel the front two for Swindon certainly can cause a problem. Simpson and McKirdy.
And here is Simpson now. It's away by Nathan Ake for Manchester City.
The player of Simpson, he will certainly ask questions and certainly will put it up against the two centre-halves in Diaz and Ake.
This is Lewis Ward, Swindon's number 2 goalkeeper, their first choice. The Ghanaian Jojo Wollacott's away with Ghana at the Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon for the next few weeks. There's Kane Kessler-Hayden, comes back here to Zach Steffen, and goal for the 18th time in his career with Manchester City, the American. Now Kyle Walker for City. Ruben Diaz. On this near side is João Cancelo. And the Portuguese now to involve the Brazilian Gabriel Jesus. Back in now with the Dutchman Nathan Ake for City.
Manchester City will have plenty of possession. I know that Swindon do like to play in a similar sort of way. We're talking obviously in comparison, the Premier League and League Two. There's a hell of a lot, a big step.
Rodri here to feed Ake. And now João Cancelo. He had Gundogan. Here is the German. No surprise, City here move the ball with a slickness and a real positivity. Gabriel Jesus for Ilkay Gundogan for João Cancelo. Bosley says they play the game with a certain style here, Swindon. They do have in League Two by far the best possession and pass completion in the division. They are a side who play in the coach's eyes the right way.
Well, I was told, and you can laugh at me about this if you want, but I was told from a real close source to the club that they are the Manchester City of League Two. So I think we've got a game on our hands this evening.
Two teams who don't lump the ball or go long, that's for sure. Here's Gabriel Jesus.
I think that's credit to Ben Garner, who's worked under the likes of Tony Pulis, who he speaks really highly of, and I've worked under Tony myself at Stoke City. And yes, his contrasted style of play of football, certainly different, but you learn from different managers, and that's exactly what Ben Garner says. He enjoys and feels the fact of learning different styles and methods of football, but they play in a really good style and a good way.
Palace worked under 4 different managers and took a piece from each. Here's João Cancelo. Good ball in, the ball clears the bar from Bernardo Silva. Game's first big chance inside 5 minutes. And City go really close to the game's first goal.
Well, I've been impressed with João Cancelo this season, and again, he's playing out of position on this left-hand side, and what he does so well, he's so direct, he's almost like a left winger, and when it comes in to Bernardo Silva, well, the form he's been in this season, I'm expecting that to be in the back of the net. He should have scored. Really, really good chance for City to make it 1-0.
Yeah, 7 goals so far for Bernardo Silva. Here's Rodri, the New Year's Day match winner. Rodri now to De Bruyne. Kesler Hayden. You see behind the goal the banner there, Willie's Red Army. That's a message for a young fan of 5 years old who is fighting leukemia right now, Lily. Our thoughts, of course, go with her. There'll be applause across this minute of the game too to give her some support. This is Ben Gladwin for Swindon. A lovely pass. In here now to Tyrese Simpson. That support too goes back now to Gladwin again. Rather stepped on the ball for a moment. This though is Lewis Reed for Swindon. Reed across to Kesler Hayden.
Straight away you can see that they're trying to play as much as possible. I love the fact that everyone wants to get on the ball. Man Lewis Reed in the centre of midfield for Swindon. He's a big player. He will try and dictate a lot of the ball. He's coming up against potentially the world best in midfield, which is it's a great aspect.
Here with Lewis Ward. Made by the goalkeeper, free arrival in the summer of Manchester City. Now Kesler Hayden. Centre McKirdy's on the move. Here he is. Support too from Jordan Lydon. It's McKirdy still here for Lewis Reed. It's going to come here for McKirdy again for Swindon Town, and for Simpson too. Reed is lurking. Now to Ian Dolo. His cross sent in just beyond the reach. Might be arriving, I think, Jordan Lydon there for Swindon Town.
And it was a super ball, and they worked it into the area and just put it into an area where you want one of your centre forwards who were both caught out of their situation on that sort of left-hand side for Swindon. So you need one getting into the box, and preferably Simpson maybe getting on the end of that, but really good way and good style.
João Cancelo. Liverpool City last season in round 4 given a tough ride in the West Country by Cheltenham. Trail 1-0 to the last 9 minutes before coming back to win that one 3-1. They can be at times knocked off their perch if opposition get on a good day, a lucky day.
We're just looking at the formation, and we did say that it would be possibly a 3-5-2, and you can see that they've almost dropped into a 5, and that's out of possession. It's so important because you know the likes of Cancelo will get forward, the movement from the front three, and on that right hand side Kyle Walker loves to get forward too, so potentially they've got a lot to deal with, but counter-attack could be so important for Swindon.
Now De Bruyne. De Bruyne for Rodri. Back here now City to involve Ruben Diaz for Nathan Ake. And now João Cancelo. Pushed on to Gabriel Jesus, taking on Kane Kesler Hayden here. Gabriel Jesus for City.
Brilliant defending, first and foremost, from Kesler Hayden. Coming up against Jesus, it will be someone different, no doubt, throughout the game, but just staying in that position. That was that ball that was whipped across the area. You just see centre forward just not maybe in the box, and then you've just got someone coming in late then, and just trying to get on the end of it. But potentially Simpson being on there, using his physicality, I think he might have had more chance of maybe getting ahead at goal.
The game has begun so far brightly in Wiltshire. Swindon 0, and it is the Premier League 0, Manchester City. I should as well say, Lee, given all the talk of COVID, how surprised we were to see just how strong this team was from City named before kick-off.
It's brilliant, it really is, and I think, like I say, when you're playing in these games and you're coming up against world-class players, and potentially you won't, even though they have got plenty of exciting youngsters, to see that lineup, I mean, you'd have been absolutely rubbing your hands. You'd have been ringing home, telling mom and dad, make sure you're watching the game this evening, because it's a massive occasion for any footballer to come up against world-class players, and to see that lineup, well, that COVID-19 has hit, you know, you have to take that and relish the fact that you're playing against these players. It doesn't happen every week.
Here is Gundogan for City. Now to Kyle Walker. Came off Akinodi Meyer, runs on here now to Cole Palmer for City. The ball turns over again here for Swindon's benefit. There by Ruben Dias.
And that's where they've got to be a lot better in possession when they win it back in them areas, is that they have to pick out one of them centre forwards. I'm pretty sure it'd be Simpson that they prefer to get that ball into. He will be the hold-up man. You know, McKirdy's got the energy and liveliness to get in behind. But that's the important factor. I'm pretty sure Ben Garner will be screaming on that when you win possession, let's keep hold of the ball.
Joao Cancelo for City. Back here now to Rodri. Punched across now to here involved Kyle Walker. Now Cole Palmer. Bernardo Silva. And still got the cross in as well towards Gabriel Jesus.
It actually isn't a bad ball from Bernardo Silva. I think he's just waiting for someone to come in or give him an option, and chooses to go for that direct deep cross. Gabriel Jesus, the times you see him coming in on that back post and winning headers, there's a certain danger, man.
Ball given away here to De Bruyne, could be expensive too. De Bruyne for Gundogan. And here's De Bruyne's shot, well blocked there by Jordan Lydon. Got across to deny the clean strike on goal.
It's an excellent block by Lydon. Just gets across and makes sure that he isn't allowing that main man, Kevin De Bruyne, to get any form of contact towards goal. Really, really good defending.
Kyle Walker. Now Rodri for City across towards Joao Cancelo. Support here too from Gabriel Jesus. Ruben Dias. Cole Palmer. And Walker chasing. Maybe a corner here won by the away team as they begin to maybe mount the pressure and turn the screw.
Just how high up the pitch they play when they're in possession. You always look at the two centre-halves in Diaz and Ake, and they're literally too launched in at the back because they get so many bodies forward in the likes of Walker and Jesus, Silva, Cancelo. They really do leave themselves exposed at times.
Ruben Dias the target. There's Cole Palmer given away. Now the break on for Swindon maybe. And the chase here is McKirdy. 4 goals here in his last game. He scored those 4 goals here against Northampton Town. A promotion rival at in League 2 on New Year's Day said he wanted 5, not 4.
That's the attitude to have when you score that amount of goals. You always want to go and get another one.
Palmer. There's Bernardo Silva. Kevin De Bruyne. Rolled across to Joao Cancelo. And still, Joao Cancelo shot is wide.
Well, it did just open up for him, just creating that half a yard. It's the bits of movement you'll see along the edge of the box here. Jesus offering him the option, and then just that little bit of movement there from, I think it was Gundogan that got across, just create that half a yard of space for Joao Cancelo. How many times have we seen him do that this season?
Gabriel Jesus from Manchester City. FA Cup winners on 6 occasions, twice in the last 10 or so years, 2011, 2019. Cole Palmer, lovely feet. Palmer in for Bernardo Silva, and the game's first goal comes inside 14 minutes, and City in front made by Cole Palmer, scored by, in some style, Bernardo Silva.
Well, what a finish, what a goal this is. It really is, and I have to. You cannot go without crediting Cole Palmer for his feet in them wide areas. Again, you just, the movement we see, I did say the likes of Bernardo Silva will go and play in there as that 9, but great feet, great bits of movement. I mean, that is all-round first-class quality, and it starts from that young man, Cole Palmer, being direct, being useful, and then just getting his head up, the awareness, knowing on that same wavelength of where and who's going to be in that area, and what a pass that is. It's an easy finish in the end for Bernardo Silva, a super well-worked goal from Manchester City.
So 8 goals for the campaign for the Portuguese. City with the game's first incision inside the first 15 minutes, and I guess, Lee, as the low division team, the worst thing you can have is to lose that first goal so early.
Yeah, staying in the game for longer periods. We're touching on the 15-minute mark now, and you have to say that Manchester City have conducted themselves so professionally. It's easy to come here and expect to get a result. It doesn't always work that way, and I tell you, that's the sign of why and where they're going. They're absolutely world class, and it just touched on that goal there. Really well worked.
11 successive domestic wins. The last defeat was back in December, a dead rubber away to RB Leipzig in the Champions League. There's Odi Mayo. Now, Rob Hunt. Hunt for Kesler Hayden. Out of play.
You do feel that the game will open up a touch, and you don't want to go all guns blazing, particularly 15 minutes in, and see Manchester City dictating a lot of the ball and look, they're more likely to score, but there's always going to come a chance. I said about the two being really exposed at the back at times. Manchester City will play that pretty much the whole 90 minutes.
Joao Cancelo for City. Ball poked in there, looking for the arriving Bernardo Silva again.
Again, the movement from Bernardo Silva and the quality from Joao Cancelo, just trying to use his outside of his boot to try and pick Bernardo Silva out. So hard to deal with.
Jordan Leiden's pass here for Tyrese Simpson for Swindon Town. Back to Kane Kesler Hayden. Steps away from Gabriel Jesus. Now Simpson again. Simpson was a very skillful schoolboy athlete. He also turned down a rugby career too, offered a contract by the Leicester Tigers to play rugby union, but chose to go with the round ball game. Here he is. Gabriel Jesus. Walker. Ruben Diaz. Well, City the last 5 seasons, in 4 of those 5 seasons they've made the semi-finals or better in this competition. The winners last in 2019 versus Watford, 6-0 back in the final, up to 3 years ago now. And here's Bernardo Silva again. Oh, and a big chance comes and goes here for him.
And it just comes off the head of Odi Mayo, just tries to be clever, trying to just flick that ball back to Lewis Ward in his goal. I think you've got to be more clever, you've got to know where you are, particularly with the quality that Man City have on show, and Bernardo Silva just realises what he's going to do, gets on the end of it. He should score, certainly should score, and when you look at the 2 chances he's missed, he could have easily had a hat-trick.
Swindon many years ago did suffer their worst ever FA Cup loss against City, 10-1 back in 1930. Before our time, Lee, just.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen again tonight.
It was at Main Road. Teams last met here back in 2000 in the second tier back then. The club's fortunes have gone different ways in the years since, that's for sure.
Well, the thing is, you look at the team that's started today, and they're more than capable of going and doing that, aren't they? And that's the scary thing, is that you stay in the game for long periods. You do feel that 1-0 at half-time, not a bad result really. They try and take the game to City in the second half, but again, there's just so much quality on show.
Gabriel Jesus with quality. Hold across here to Kevin De Bruyne. And Walker, De Bruyne. Across to Joao Cancelo. And still Ilkay Gundogan to get the cross in off Kesler Hayden. Only there by Ben Gladwin for Swindon desperately.
And that's what it is, it's that big clearance away. That's where they need the vocal point through the middle just to chase it down, because it's said with them just having the 2 centre-halves back there, whether it's a Simpson that just goes and plays in the middle of them, and if that big clearance is there, he's got to work hard to try and regain possession of the ball, put pressure on the back too, and that will allow Swindon to squeeze up the pitch and possibly give them a chance of maybe going and asking questions.
Here is Rodri. Now Kyle Walker can push on away from Gladwin. De Bruyne. Rodri across now to find a lively Joao Cancelo. Into Ilkay Gundogan. Walker, I'm surprised City bossing possession so far.
I'll tell you what, it's brilliant to watch just the bits of movement, and when you're playing up against the back five, it's so difficult at times, but the three that are playing through the middle, if you like, they get so tight, almost playing the 18-yard box, which draws another fullback across, and it allows either Kyle Walker to get forward and be an outlet, or Joao Cancelo just watching it along the line, and they get really tight in that back five and make that space in the wide areas. It's unbelievable to watch, it really is.
Gundogan for City. Some space to attack for Kyle Walker. Walker in. Just want to do their best work away from home this season. They have only the, I think, League Two's 16th best home record, the second best away from home. So maybe this game being away, it may have been better for them, but they'll certainly take Swindon Town given their financial issues of recent seasons. The windfall of around £400,000 for tonight's televised game in round 3. Here's Gabriel Jesus, and still it comes back here. Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, and Wood makes the save.
Well, you can't afford to be giving any mistakes or losing the ball in key areas. Yes, Swindon do like to play out from the back, but you've got to be in control of possession of the ball, not give it away too cheaply. Didn't really get caught out there.
Now Rodri for Manchester City. As I say, scored the winning goal late at Arsenal in their most recent game in the Premier League on New Year's Day. Bernardo Silva. Kyle Walker. And Cole Palmer. Ruben Dias for Joao Cancelo. De Bruyne and Gundogan. Palmer. Walker wants movement here. Has to go back instead to Ruben Dias.
Swindon are certainly keeping them units really tight and congested and making it hard for Manchester City to have it all their own way. Yes, actually dominating possession of the ball, just getting into them right units, not allowing them little cheeky through balls where Manchester City find them little gaps and forcing them back. That's exactly what they want to do so they can squeeze higher up the pitch.
Ilkay back to Zach Steffen. Swindon do have League Two's lowest average age this season, 24.7 years. They do, as I say, play a certain way, and emphasis too on youth.
Yeah, definitely, that's why I feel that Swindon will go on and be a very good side this season and certainly be competing to get into League One. I think they've got plenty of talent out there. Harry McKirdy being one of them players who's scoring goals, creating, he's got a big appetite for the game, along with a number of others. And yes, these games have certainly come by, but you've got to enjoy, you've got to relish the fact. I do feel that they will push on in the league.
2 points off Sutton in third, and only 3 points off Northampton Town in second place in League Two. They are on the fringe of the promotion places, in a good position, just over halfway through the League Two season. This is Odimayo. Conroy back to goalkeeper Ward. Rather risky.
It's good to see that they're not just trying to launch into areas, they are trying to play in the right manner. Let's put it to the manager.
McKirdy chasing here with Zach Steffen. Kept alive here by Jordan Lydon, too, for Swindon Town. Taken down by Joao Cancelo, was he? Second time, certainly.
Well, I felt that Adam was definitely fouled on the first occasion, never mind the second one. It was literally right in front of the official. This one actually does get enough ball, so I do take that back. It's a very good challenge from Joao Cancelo. The second one was enough there to grant the foul.
Well, Swindon by no means a good dead ball team, just 3 goals from dead balls, only one team lower in League Two from restarts in the current season. Can they make this dead ball count though against the Premier League's best defence?
These situations are so big and it's important that delivery is key.
In here by Lewis Reed, the set piece for Swindon Town. There's Simpson. And now to Akinobi Mayo. Ben Gladwin, the ball given away. The team's last FA Cup meeting was 20 years ago this year in round 3, back in 2002. Main Road by 2-0 for City. Goals from Paolo Wanchop and ex-Swindon player Kevin Horlock in that round 3 tie all those years ago.
Players that I've come up against. Paolo Wanchop, what a player he was. Handful.
And City bossing the ball, no surprise so far. Possession-wise, 76% in the game's first 26 minutes, which tells a familiar story.
It does, but something that I'm sure Ben Garner will have said to his side is that yes, they will command the ball, they will dictate lots of the ball. It is all about staying in the game. It's about competing and working hard, and you will get rewards.
Here's Ilkay. They're from Rob Hunt. City put 6 goals past League One Wycombe Wanderers back in the autumn in the League Cup. And that day they enjoyed 79% possession with a much younger team than this.
Well, I watched the game against Brentford a few weeks back and they had 82% possession. And that's against the Premier League outfit, so they come under the category of a lot of teams.
Well, Palmer's gone down here. It's Ellis Yandolo's challenge.
I felt that he was just pulled by the shirt, and I think Yandolo's just gone to try and win the header. And he's utilising much as possible, just getting a little bit of a hand, a firm grip on Cole Palmer. We've seen them given.
I should point out tonight we do not have, by the way, VAR. We do have the games being played in Premier League venues, but not at the League Two home of Swindon Town, the county ground. The goalkeeper again plays a risky pass. Here is Gabriel Jesus, De Bruyne. Gabriel Jesus in for goal number 2. And for Swindon, I'm afraid that goal is self-inflicted. They did not clear their lines, and they're punished big time by Gabriel Jesus.
Well, I tell you what, it's brilliant, and credit to Swindon. They play that way. They're not going to change that style, but you have to give credit to Manchester City, pressing so high up the pitch, asking the question, and De Bruyne being at the heart of this here. Tries the first touch. Jesus, look at the movement and just that little slip. You get punished. You cannot afford to make mistakes, and there's been 2 or 3 times in this game, in them areas where it's been congested. Sometimes it does have to go. It's a lesson learned and a hard one, but a super goal from Gabriel Jesus and a really good assist from Kevin De Bruyne.
Ben Garner's team 2 goals down. It could be a long night for Swindon Town. This is the finish from Gabriel Jesus, who took it masterfully.
It's top draw, and it's just down to the work ethic. And I'm pretty sure that they'll have looked at videos of how Swindon do like to play. And when you press high and you're playing out from the back, you have to make sure whoever's dictating ball. I think it was Lewis Reed that got caught out in possession. You know, he hasn't got enough bodies in and around him to help him for support.
There's McKirdy chasing the ball, though too heavy from Reed to find the weekend's 4-goal man.
Very close. McKirdy getting on the end of that. It's a good little through ball, but just too much pace on the pass. Just got to just tidy that area up. You do feel that they will certainly get in a couple of moments in the game where they will get chances. It's all about being neat and tidy in them areas.
Nathan Ake for Joao Cancelo. Here to Ilkay Gundogan.
Just shows the quality, doesn't it? You know, when you win balls back high up the pitch, coming up against the Premier League outfit, and you do feel that they can just really ruin you at times, the way they win the ball back and then they capitalise so quickly on that and go and score a goal as quality as what they did.
Gundogan for Joao Cancelo. Turns away from Rob Hunt. This now is Rodri. Pulled across into Kyle Walker's orbit. Now Palmer. To Rodri for City. Again, move the ball here with a real swagger. In by De Bruyne. Away by Odimeo. Picked up though again here by those relentless dark blue shirts. Ilkay Gundogan. Joao Cancelo. Gabriel Jesus again for City. Big switch this time. Out to involve here Kevin De Bruyne. Palmer in a tight spot. It matters not to him here. Gets away Cole Palmer. Took the shot away as well. He's going to come back his way here, Palmer, for De Bruyne. And towards Gundogan. And again, Swindon get the ball away just about.
Cole Palmer's been brilliant when he's got the ball in 1v1 situations. Just shows the character in. Just really driving and being positive. Almost getting a reward once again. If it wasn't for Dion Conroy just flicking that ball away.
Well, McKirdy, after Stefan was rather loose with the pass.
That was a real big chance as well for Swindon, particularly Harry McKirdy, who's in fabulous form at the moment. Tries to be cheeky and just tries to lob him. Really unlucky.
It was for the home team there. Big chance to get on the board tonight. Here is Bernardo Silva, the night's first goal scorer. On to the second, Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus for Gundogan. Here's McKirdy. Shot aside. England's Kyle Walker. Gundogan. Wide to Joao Cancelo. Faced by Kesler Hayden. Joao Cancelo in. Ruben Dias for Kevin De Bruyne here for Manchester City. Rodri, long here towards Palmer.
And that big diagonal pass, it's always on, particularly when you have got runners who are willing to get in behind. Just forces the issue.
So a corner for Manchester City. In goes Ruben Dias to join that raiding body of dark blue jerseys. The tie theirs to lose. In a very strong first half position. It's De Bruyne's corner. Rodri's header in among the legs. And away by Kesler Hayden.
That's really poor defending when you look at the amount of red shirts that are in the box. It's too easy. Big cross, as such as it was from Kevin De Bruyne. There's just with no one near him at all, just heading it into the ground.
Ruben Dias, City again come wave after wave in this first half on League Two Swindon. And the lively Cole Palmer. Palmer still. And Palmer's cross. And away for the corner off Kane Kesler Hayden again here for Swindon Town.
Yeah, good, really good header from Kane Kesler Hayden, just witnessing the danger, knowing that he's got Gabriel Jesus breathing down his neck, just making sure that he gets that away. It was pretty like the one that we seen earlier, that deep one from Bernardo Silva.
De Bruyne short here to Gundogan. Kevin De Bruyne blocked on this occasion by Gladwin. In charge of City today is Rodolfo Borrell, one of Pep Guardiola's assistant coaches. Guardiola and his number two, Juanma Lillo, both have fallen victim to COVID in the last couple of days. Our best wishes, of course, go to all at City on the sidelines at the moment. 21 in their first team bubble, players and staff.
He certainly hasn't fazed them not having Pep Guardiola around, that's for sure. They conducted themselves in a fantastic manner this evening.
Gabriel Jesus Cole Palmer. Palmer for De Bruyne. João Cancelo. And now from half-time, around 10 minutes of the county ground. Swindon 0, City 2. There is Bernardo Silva, pushed away, but offside here. The call against Bernardo Silva.
And bits of movement, just delayed, very close as well. Just tries to get and readjust back in because that ball wasn't playing in early. Wanted it sooner in behind the back five. Almost got in.
He got the first goal tonight. Second by Gabriel Jesus is why City are in a great position.
I think the game plan for Manchester City would have been, can we come and kill this tie off quite quickly? Let's go and win. Get 3 or 4, then we can bring on the youngsters that they have and they can utilise from off the bench. I'm pretty sure that would have been the case.
Yeah, the bench is very youthful for City tonight. Not many recognised names from their first team squad on the bench. They've gone big from the outset here to get the tie, as Lee said, as soon as they can. It's working so far, the game plan from City on tonight's evidence. A 2-goal lead in the first half in total charge. There is João Cancelo. On to Gabriel Jesus. Ahead De Bruyne and also Gundogan. Now it's João Cancelo. Ruben Diaz. Walker. Kyle Walker towards Palmer, away by the head of Odi Mayo.
I think what's quite fantastic about Manchester City, and you can't speak highly of how good they are in possession of the ball, but when they lose the ball, they're picking up second pieces. I think that's just through being tired from a Swindon perspective.
Gundogan, De Bruyne, across to Gabriel Jesus once more. The ball stays in play here with the Brazilian. That's support from João Cancelo, may not need that. João Cancelo's pass, on to Rodri. Pushed on now to De Bruyne. City again toying here with Swindon Town. Possession again being maintained and bossed here by the Premier League leaders. Cole Palmer, Kevin De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva again. And read back to his goalkeeper, who clears away with some real force this time, Lewis Ward.
They may have just needed that foul. Terry Simpson, just to relieve that bit of pressure, get a breather. This is the times where you've got to try and dictate a little bit of ball. Be brave on the ball as much as possible. I think the expectation levels are certainly not for Swindon to go out and get a result. I think it's enjoying the moment more so.
Ben Gunner said he's bigger games on Tuesday night when they go away to Mansfield Town in League Two.
Their main aim will be to get out of League Two, that's for sure, and they're more than capable of doing that. They're coming up against a world-class side here this evening.
Promotion back in 2020, relegation again last year into the basement tier of the EFL, the fourth tier League Two. And up under Richie Wellens back in the 1920 season, came down again a year later. Had to stop being a yo-yo club, Swindon Town. Here's Gladwin. Gladwin still, and now to find Jordan Lydon. Lines ball across and away from Walker, under the crossbar there for a Swindon Town corner.
And that's the best bit of play that we've seen from Swindon Town. Composure, being brave on the ball, creating them little half a yards in that bit of space. It's a super flash cross from Lydon right into an area where you want one of them centre forwards, whether it be McKirdy or Simpson, to get across. Kyle Walker would have easily had a tap in, but really, really good play.
On the corner here, Lewis Reed for Swindon Town. And the first corner of the game, in here by Reed for Swindon. Looking there towards the arriving Odi Mayo, didn't find him.
You do feel if they get a goal, the roof will certainly go off here for sure. What it'll do for them fans, it's magnificent.
McKirdy's cross. Back here with Zach Steffen. Now the counter. Swindon here poked the hornet's nest with that flurry of chances. Here comes Joao Cancelo. Ilkay Gundogan for Manchester City. Gundogan drives on here, finding Joao Cancelo for Gabriel Jesus. Faced by Kesler Hayden. McKirdy's breakaway. Not many red shirts in support though of McKirdy. Now he's got some.
They're the type of passes that go into Lewis Reed, who dictates a lot of the ball. That's where you've just got to get your foot on it, relieve that bit of pressure. That's where you want Manchester City to come and chase and probe you. Really good play there from Harry McKirdy, just relieving a bit of pressure. That's where you want to get 4, 5, 6 passes in. Just try and get a foothold in the game.
Ruben Dias. Now it's with Kyle Walker for City. One of their cup winners from 2019. Now Nathan Ake. Ake's found game time fairly scarce. He has been linked with the move away maybe to Newcastle. His former manager there, of course, Eddie Howe, in charge at Newcastle these days.
I think with the bulk of squad that Manchester City have, it's so difficult, isn't it? I think even in the forward areas, you know, they bring the likes of Jack Grealish in for 100 million and he's in and out of the side, and that's just what Pep does. He does change it every now and then. But predominantly his two centre-halves are his two centre-halves.
Kesler Hayden here, pressured by Gabriel Jesus, finding Lewis Reed now for Swindon. Given away, Walker got there first now for Cole Palmer for City. It's Cole Palmer, it's promising. Back to Walker for Rodri. Still Cole Palmer. Walker's cross. Away by Hunt. And suddenly it comes McKirdy's way here, one-on-one with Ruben Dias for Swindon. McKirdy still. Arriving here on the scene too, Simpson. Across the cover, and there was Ruben Dias.
And I just felt if Tony Simpson really believed that he was going to go and get that ball, I feel he might have just nicked that away from Ruben Dias. And that's just what I said at times, that Manchester City do leave the two centre-halves back. So any bit of quality that goes forward, you will find yourself in a 1v1, 2v2 situation with the two centre-halves.
Here by Gladwin on Bernardo Silva. Gladwin in his third spell now with Swindon Town. He left back in 2015 to QPR with Massimo Luongo for a joint £4 million transfer fee. Back on a free after a year with Milton Keynes Dons for this season. So City's free kick. As they look here for first half goal number 3. And I said play the assist king, who is Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne on the free kick for City. In here towards Rodri. Nathan Ake got there too, and it's put away for another corner for City.
And Swindon just trying to keep a high line, not allowing that access of quality coming in from Kevin De Bruyne, but they do so well to get on the end of it.
Ilkay Gundogan on here to Joao Cancelo. Lovely hit, magnificent, but just past the post.
Well, it almost stunned me then, because I felt that had just nestled in the top corner. And we know he's got quality. You know, he's got the cheekiness and the arrogance to actually hit a shot from that distance, but how close. It does nestle in the back stanchion. Unfortunate for Swindon, it's not in the goal, so a really, really good effort from Joao Cancelo.
He has scored 3 times so far this term, and that was hit with a real authority. And here they'll be beyond 45 for 1 more minute to play of added time.
Well, he's some quality, João Cancelo. I remember watching him play at Juventus, and I didn't know what actual position he was playing, because I've never seen a fullback playing centre forward and playing in a 10. He's capable of doing anything because of that quality he possesses.
Gabriel Jesus here with Kesler Hayden. He wins the ball well here, the young man on loan from Aston Villa.
Brilliant from Kesler Hayden. Put us in the danger, making sure he's getting back, not allowing Gabriel Jesus to have it all at his own way.
There's Walker, ball back here with goalkeeper Zach Steffen.
Be interesting what Bengana does say to his Swindon side, is how they approach the second half. Do they play a little bit higher up the pitch? Do they ask more questions of Manchester City? I will say one thing, they've got to be better in possession of the ball when they do win it back. Otherwise it's going to be a long evening.
Ruben Dias. It's then the last seconds of the first half of the county ground. It's come to João Cancelo. Away from Leiden, away 2 from Simpson. Another switch of play out to Kevin De Bruyne. And that is half-time, so City in charge. 2 goals in that first half. All scored by Bernardo Silva and Gabriel Jesus, the difference. Getting the League 2 side to the sword so far with some style too, with this very strong 11 to begin the game. Manchester City, half-time score here in Wiltshire. At the break, Swindon 0, Manchester City 2. It would be Swindon right now, 2 goals down to the best in the land. Lee Hendry, what do they do or need to do here to find any kind of way back into the tonight's game?
I think they've learned a few lessons this evening by giving the ball away too cheaply, and we've seen when Gabriel Jesus got that second goal, and probably a really important goal when you look at the whole aspect of the game, is that they haven't got the ball forward enough for me, particularly the two in good form, and Simpson and McKirdy. I think that they had to, and they have to try and play that ball. It's great that you want to play football, but there's times where it's got to go into the forward area so you can squeeze up the pitch and earn the right to play football. But I think there'll be a lot more to come in this second half from Swindon.
Here with City's goalkeeper Zach Steffen for Rodri and Nathan Ake, both teams from the first half in terms of playing personnel unchanged, by the way. On the screen, the 2 teams beginning with Swindon, so from their last league game, 3 alterations. City just 4 from their last game with Arsenal. Here is João Cancelo for Gundogan. Across to Kevin De Bruyne. Right now to find Cole Palmer. It's Palmer, De Bruyne. De Bruyne's cross has potential. Gabriel Jesus heads down away here by Hunt. Back in towards Gundogan. Gundogan's there blocked. And further clear there from Conroy.
I can just see the wavelength that each player's on from Manchester City, that bit of movement. So Kevin De Bruyne just asking from Cole Palmer, just put me in that area and I'll just stick one in that far post. You've got plenty of bodies that you can pick out, which he nearly did so.
Palmer. Just 19, Cole Palmer. As I say, a boyhood fan on the books from the age of 8. Who is City to the core. Gabriel Jesus here taking on Kane Kesler Hayden. Then De Bruyne. There's the Belgian. Now to find Rodri. It's for City, a really strong team tonight. 4 alterations only from their last game in the Premier League. It's a shot here from the marauding Kyle Walker, who can't quite control it.
Yeah, it's good play from Ben Gladwin, not allowing Kyle Walker to have it all his own way, that he can get by him and make sure he gets a shot off on target. I think that's one thing that they have tried to do, Swindon, is try and get close to their markers.
They've scored just the once this season so far. Walker away to Club Brugge in a 5-1 win in the Champions League back in the autumn. Swindon 0, City 2 in the club's first encounter for some 20 years. There is Walker. It's with Ruben Diaz. For Nathan Ake for Manchester City. With a 10-point lead in the Premier League over Chelsea already. That's how good they are. Walker on here. And De Bruyne finds Palmer again. It's Cole Palmer, away from 4 red shirts. De Bruyne. João Cancelo, twists and turns. There's McKirdy, goes back to Gundogan for City. And the play stopped.
Just trying to create half a yard so he could get a shot. He can go either foot. João Cancelo chopping and changing onto that left and the right. And McKirdy getting back and doing really good defensive duties, helping his side out.
De Mayo back to keeper Ward. By Conroy. Nathan Ake for Manchester City. Walker. De Bruyne. Ilkay Gundogan. Cancelo for Rodri again here. They move the ball well, City. It's a seat goal number 3. Here's Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne helped on here by Gundogan for Bernardo Silva. And there was a flag anyway here.
I'm not sure that chest pass from Gundogan was meant for Bernardo Silva. He was just lurking and hovering around the back 3. I think he was certainly meant a little controlled cushion path, even for Kevin De Bruyne just to come on. Silva just catching himself offside.
We've had of the second half for some 5 minutes. Rodolfo Borrell's City still lead by 2 clear goals. Also former youth coach at Barcelona. His last head coaching job was a 5-game spell with the Raklis in Greece some 14 years ago. He's been a good number 2 to Guardiola.
As I said, I feel that obviously having Pep on the sideline, you always miss your manager. I don't care what anyone says, you know, if your manager's missing, do you always get the right intensity out of your players? Do you get the mannerism that you want? Well, they've certainly showed it today, they really have. I know that they are world-class players. They're going in every direction you feel that they can do this season. I feel that Champions League is certainly massive for them. Obviously on for the treble. I do feel that the league's almost nearly wrapped up, arguably, but they've really conducted themselves so well. You know, you have to highlight the fact of that, whether it's a strong side or not. They've been magnificent.
Called back here against the offside Gabriel Jesus. It won't be a quadruple. They are out of the English League Cup, the EFL Cup, beaten by West Ham on penalties in the 4th round back in October. Swindon's focus for Ben Garner, of course, promotion for the second time in 3 seasons into the 3rd tier League 1, from which they came down this season. 23rd of 24 clubs last season in the 3rd tier. This is Gundogan for City for Gabriel Jesus. Conroy steps in. And McKirdy wants and gets the decision.
It's much better in possession of the ball. Bit of zip on the pass into each player. It's a lot better.
I think the gesture of the glasses towards referee down in England has maybe earned at least a warning here for João Cancelo.
Hint of frustration. I'm not sure why, because he's having it all his own way this evening, João Cancelo. I think he's saying that maybe Harry McKirdy just sold him a dummy.
Swindon set piece. Taken here by Lewis Reed for Swindon. And Stephen comes and makes a pretty tidy play.
Yeah, not an easy one. The source of it zipping off the surface. He has to come. There's a crowd of bodies.
This is Ellis Yandolo. Again, Yandolo for Leiden. 24 here is Rob Hunt. was one of many who had COVID before Christmas with this Swindon team. They too had their own outbreak just before the Christmas matches. Here's Kyle Walker. He carries the ball well here for City. There's Palmer with him. It's Cole Palmer. Palmer's shot was full of aggression, not too far away from the top corner.
Well, for any young player watch this young boy, because it's brilliant. He doesn't only go down the direct side of an outside route, he's coming inside and wanting to get shots off, and so close of that dipping in that far top corner.
He has been at 19 a shining light so far tonight for City, Cole Palmer. He's won this corner, which De Bruyne will take. De Bruyne in, comes a long way, met there by Dion Conroy. Palmer, little lofted pass into Gabriel Jesus.
I do feel at times when Swindon do get into these particular moments where they have had a lot of goal kicks, is that yes, they want to play out from the back, but I do feel at times they've forced their own issues and their own problems rather than trying to maybe get it through. This is what I haven't really seen this evening. Certainly just gets that goal kick down and squeezes higher up the pitch. Let me just ask a different question.
Yandolo's header comes here to Aquino Di Maio for Swindon Town. Yandolo again. Into traffic, stopped there by Palmer. Now De Bruyne to Gundogan. Towards Gabriel Jesus. Hunt steps in for Swindon Town. Towards McKirdy. Nathan Ake's having none of that. It's Walker. Bernardo Silva. Rodri. Tripped out again here to always willing De Bruyne.
Just shows the step up in class, doesn't it, from Premier League to League Two, and that's no disrespect to anyone who's playing out there, but the bits of movement, the quality in tight areas that we've seen, intricate passing, and that's what some of these young boys will learn, and certainly watch this game back and think, what could I have done better? How can I, enhance my game? It's a real good lesson, a tough one at that, but certainly a game that they'll look at.
Joao Cancelo on the move, stopped here with the sliding challenge from Dion Conroy. We've had the second half, 11 minutes now, and still it's, as you were, a 2-goal lead here for Manchester City. Joao Cancelo, Kevin De Bruyne, Ruben Dias, onto Walker, Palmer, Nathan Ake carries the ball. Now to involve Gabriel Jesus for Joao Cancelo. De Bruyne, painful clash here with Yandolo, and it's given against the Swindon defender.
It looked a real nasty one as well. Yandolo just comes across. I don't think he's ever going to win the head, and I'm not sure that Kevin De Bruyne realises that he's coming on his shoulder. It's a real fierce challenge. Nasty one at that, particularly when the head's involved and just that movement of the body as he lands.
Well, the medical team on, of course, straight away for City to tend to Kevin De Bruyne. He hasn't moved too much down on the turf. It's one to look at and just check and make sure he's absolutely okay to carry on.
Yeah, such a big player for Manchester City. It did look a nasty one. This is brilliant play from Palmer for the goal. Really good bits of direct, positive play from that young man. And then the high press that we've seen, absolutely superb. And the turnover quickly to the counter-attack is absolutely breathtaking at times from Manchester City.
De Bruyne back on his feet, they're looking rather groggy. Imagines there will be some City changes made at some point to rest one or two. There is a four-man wall plus behind the wall there. Kesler Hayden as the so-called draft excluder to make sure anything low doesn't get through to the goalkeeper ward. Palmer on this with Ilkay Gundogan. And the free kick is delicious and delightful and sensational, and Gundogan makes it 3 for City. Super goal.
What a free kick, really was. And when goalkeepers show class, world-class players, that space in a corner, doesn't matter how many players you put in a wall, you can lie 2 or 3 down, try and stop it, utilises the wall. You can just see he knows where he wants to put it. It's hard, it's low, it's literally come off the foot of the post, but because of the area it's gone into, you've got absolutely no chance. And Lewis Ward, no matter how much he tries to get across his goal, his sheer quality yet again from Manchester City. And Gundogan, well, an excellent finish.
And a super goal from a super player, Ilkay Gundogan. He's 31 now. He's taking already his coaching badges with the German DFB's Players Pathway scheme, so has eyes wander on maybe being a Pep Guardiola type figure.
And what a player he's been, and last season he was instrumental in the goals he scored. And that's when you just know that you've got sheer quality in your midfield. Scoring that many goals from midfield, and that's the striker's dream at times.
17 goals last term for Gundogan, to his 5th of the current campaign in all competitions. There he is, Gundogan. Cancelo for Rodri. The hour point is here, and you can see there the passing discrepancy for City, 540 to 157, which again, Lee, just shows the gulf in quality between League Two, the 4th tier, and the Premier League summits.
It really is. It's astonishing. It just shows the quality that they do possess, and there's no hiding the facts. There's no hiding place out there. They're coming up against a far superior side. You know, the gulf from Premier League to League Two, it's absolutely huge. No matter how good you are, you know, it's getting a team together that can try and stop. Not many Premier League sides can stop the quality that they have here.
Bernardo Silva, Ilkay Gundogan, Gabriel Jesus, Bernardo Silva, penalty. Gabriel Jesus tripped and the referee points. It was, he says, inside the box. It could be now for Swindon a very long second half indeed.
Yeah, and I was waiting for the call actually from down England, just because as I seen Jesus step away, I felt that was certainly a foul. It was definitely in the box, so it's the right decision to point to the penalty spot. I think just waiting for them bits of move, but as soon as it comes in, inevitable.
They are missing their regular go-to taker, Riyad Mahrez, so in steps Gabriel Jesus to take it on from the penalty spot. Gabriel Jesus, saved by Ward. His second save this season for Swindon Town. It stays at 3-0.
Oh, brilliant. And it's great for the fans as well, is it? All of a sudden there's a big atmosphere. This will give Swindon Town a massive lift. And a really good save, so big compliment to Lewis Ward, guessing the right way.
The save in his league debut for the club against Forest Green Rovers in a local derby back in October in the league, and there denies, unless a bigger than Gabriel Jesus of Brazil.
Yeah, cheeky. Jesus just waiting for him to make that bit of move, and then once he stops, he delays. He's trying to be clever and cute. It's not the best penalty in the world, but credit to Lewis Ward, he goes the right way, he guesses correct, and it's a big push away, and credit to his defenders for the follow-up just to clear their lines.
And City's penalty taker, not their first choice. Of course, the goalkeeper too, not Swindon's first choice, given that Jojo Walcott's away with Ghana. And his deputy doing well there with a very good save to keep out that City penalty. Gabriel Jesus on the move again here. Hunt, the defender, to track him. So it stays as you were, 3-0 because of this man's penalty stop.
When you look at the goals that he's conceded, he's barely had any chance of getting near him, but to get his claws on that and make a save the way he did, Massive confidence coming into the side.
And here you see them still playing out from the back.
I know that's what the style and philosophy that Ghana wants to play, and they will get out, as we've seen here.
There's the Hayden's run. And a free kick, and a caution coming here. Rodri's name taken by Darren England. Another card for that to foul on the marauding Kane Kesler Hayden.
And that's what they are capable of doing, and they will get out at times, but at times it's having that mix-up where they can go forward. Brilliant bit of play there, Kesler Hayden, utilising his pace and his strength in wide areas, then getting the drive on into a central area, and all of a sudden they look like a side that they've played all season. The push is pretty clear there when Rodri granted the yellow card.
So a free kick for Swindon Town. Maybe a City change very shortly. There is, though, that free kick taken by Gladwin. There's Conroy and McKirdy at the near post. It will be a corner.
Brilliant, and all of a sudden the lift, the crowd, it's energised everything. Just that bit of play, that forward movement. Cheeky little free kick there, just tried to be cut back from Conroy. And you can see lurking Harry McKirdy wanting to get on the end.
Swindon corner to play 25 minutes. Here comes that set piece towards Yandolo, but now beware the counter, led by Gabriel Jesus. Look at Carl Walker's run alongside here. It's De Bruyne. And back Kesler Hayden superbly well again for Swindon.
Oh, what a tackle from Kane Kesler Hayden, brilliant, not allowing Kevin De Bruyne to get on the end of that because it was almost a 4v3 situation.
Tyrese Simpson for Swindon, and still taken down was he. They want a penalty, they don't have a penalty.
Well, I really want to see this again because he does so well, Tyrese Simpson, getting in between his two markers. I don't know whether he's looking for it as he goes on his approach. Could have easily been a tough call for, but there's certainly hands and arms there. I'm telling you, I feel that was a penalty because of the fact that he's gotten in between Ruben Diaz and Rodri. Furious on the side, I'm certain that was a penalty, and in my eyes, yes, I feel Darren England got it wrong.
As I said in the first half, at these grounds, no VAR in the competition. Had we had it, penalty.
I think there was, yes, for the certain fact that there was arms, there was pulling back. And I tell you what, Rodri's a lucky man because he's on a yellow card, don't forget.
The change here, De Bruyne off. In his place comes James McAtee. They've called the Salford Silva after David Silva, just 19, coming on for his third game of the season. He was in the books of their rivals United until his father pulled him out of the academy when they released his elder brother John, who's now playing for Grimsby in the 5th tier. So coming on here is McAtee, and De Bruyne, a player who has made way. Change to a double change maybe for the home team as well. I think we're going to see maybe Romany Critchlow coming on, the own lone defender from Huddersfield Town, and perhaps the Welsh international Johnny Williams too, who wasn't fit enough to start tonight's game. Former Crystal Palace player, part of the Welsh team which made the semis at the Euros in 2016. Here's Bernardo Silva.
You can certainly see why Tyrese Simpson's a handful at his level when he's had the opportunity, which has been really limited this evening. He showed he's a certain threat, isn't he? Just really powerful the way he approached. I like the fact that he were direct and he was trying to ask questions of the defence of Manchester City. He should have been certainly rewarded with a penalty.
Ruben Diaz for Kyle Walker for Manchester City. A 3-goal lead in the cup tie, which kicks off the season's highlight in many ways, the FA Cup third round proper. Tomorrow, 21 more ties to be played. Here's Bernardo Silva. Palmer. Rodri. Here now to involve João Cancelo. Into Gabriel Jesus. He's lost the ball here, City's going to come to Simpson again. And still here, into Rodri, as Ake is the backup.
Just needed to get his head up there. You can see McKirdy peeling off onto the left-hand side, offering that little bit of support. He's got the sharpness and pace. I think he just went down an alley where he couldn't get out of.
Simpson has his doubts among the Swindon fans. He says the haters fuel him. He has scored 10 goals so far this term, the man on loan from Ipswich Town of League One.
I think the contrast of the two strikers in McKirdy and Simpson, I think it's a good, really good fit. Complement each other well because McKirdy's tenacious, he will get in behind, he will ask questions. And you know, for a fact, as we've seen, Torrey Simpson very strong, he utilises his strength and he's got the power and speed to get in behind defences. You can see why they're a force at League Two.
Among the chasing pack, 5th place at the moment. Back here to Kyle Walker for City, on to Bernardo Silva. In here to find McAtee, who's a tricky customer here, wants a penalty. This time nothing given by Darren England.
He's very nimble, it's a super little threaded pass into McAtee's path. And I thought there was a little bit of contact there for sure. I just felt that he got the better. I think it was Darren Conroy, very lucky.
Come those two changes, Johnny Williams coming on as well as Romany Critchlow. When departs initially here for Swindon Town to make way for Johnny Williams. He's a proper clever playmaker. And Critchlow, a very nimble defender, known as I say from Huddersfield Town of the Championship. He's come on replacing Akin Odimeo. Then by Lewis Ward for Swindon, put on by Leiden towards Harry McKirdy. Gundogan, he's getting the ball away there to McKirdy. Score no disgrace given City of this season put the likes of 6 goals on Leipzig and 7 goals on Leeds United in the Premier League, so 3 is by no means a disgrace here for Swindon of League Two.
I definitely think that they've sat back in their units and looked really well organised at times. It's just been sheer quality that's opened them up at times. Just the passing ability of this Manchester City side, very superior, really confident as you'd expect.
Ake drives on and on. Into Gundogan here. Now McAtee. Keeps both ball and balance and finds Bernardo Silva. And from Conroy clear. Picked up again here by James McAtee. And his 3rd game for the first team tonight. João Cancelo. Gabriel Jesus. Into Gundogan. Cancelo, Gabriel Jesus for City now to put the ball away to McKirdy.
Brilliant play from McKirdy. He's worked hard. He's been really harsh because you feel that when you don't get enough of the ball, you have to go and find it. You have to find areas where you can affect the game. He has had to drop into a position at times where you don't really want him higher up the pitch, where he's going to be effective.
I saw there Clem Morfuni, the new owner of Swindon Town this season. It was Gundogan into McAtee, and Gundogan's fast feet and clever shot, and pushed away by Lewis Ward again.
Brilliant save from Lewis Ward. Excellent play from Gundogan. Just opening up on that left foot, very tight. Didn't really want to make a challenge there, and he just sweeps it towards goal. It's always a difficult one for a goalkeeper when it skids up off the surface. Very wet, but it just forces that ball away for a corner. Really good push out.
The play of the 17 minutes. The corner is rolled short. What can they fashion here, City? It's Cole Palmer. Now the tricks come out. Palmer still back here to McKirdy. McKirdy's effort is over the bar.
Well, the two youngsters combining. And Cole Palmer, well, he just looks full of confidence, doesn't he? Either end, he can play on that left or right hand side, and just the composure, where just the awareness of knowing what players and what he can pick out, rather than just flashing it into an area. Tries to pick McKirdy out. It's a good strike.
Ilkay Gundogan. Gabriel Jesus rides the challenge there of Rob Hunt. Rodri for City. Walker. Walker's pass. Flip there from McKirdy towards Gabriel Jesus. Johnny Williams for Swindon Town. Williams travels well. Williams boxed in, he's lost the ball here to Bernardo Silva. It's Bernardo Silva. It's a good run. Is there a finish? Comes here for Palmer. Palmer, Bernardo Silva, all rather tight.
Just as you feel that the counter-attack, where they just hit the ball off Johnny Williams in that midfield area. That City shirt's pushing on. You feel that it's just going to break down, but just the composure and the great ability to keep hold of the ball, keep the attack alive. Almost do get another goal, which makes it 4.
So it's Palmer's corner for City. And Ilkay Gundogan. Cole Palmer, who has been a joy to watch tonight. Back now to James McKirdy. For Jesus, it might break here towards Rodri. McKirdy under pressure from Rodri. Ball went back here by the Spaniard. On to McKirdy. João Cancelo. 15 to play. Gabriel Jesus. Cole Palmer. Ilkay Gundogan. Gundogan across. Made by goalkeeper Ward.
Brilliant play from Cole Palmer. He's been absolutely outstanding this evening, that young man has. And got to give credit to Lewis Ward as well, standing on his guard. Yes, it's a save he should make, but the movement, intricate passing, and that ball, it's zipped off the surface. He has to make sure he gets any contact on it.
You see there the touches in the opposition box. Lee does tell a great story of how they've really controlled the game. Meanwhile, here comes Palmer. Cole Palmer!
Now, if anyone deserves a goal this evening, it's him. And I just like the fact where, just have a look at the right side of the screen, where that little bit of movement where someone comes flying past it. Bernardo Silva just opens that option for him to either slip him back in, and because he's so cute and clever, chooses to go alone this time. And the amount of times we've seen that reverse pass back in to the oncoming support that he has, outstanding.
Here against Tyree Simpson.
Looking at the touches we just seen, with the likes of Bernardo Silva, and then you think of the first half stats where Bernardo Silva's got 100% pass completion. That is the difference. That's what Swindon have come up against this evening, and credit to them, they've worked hard off the ball, but when you've got quality of this stature.
Another breakaway, Johnny Williams heads Simpson, so too here, it's McKirdy. McKirdy! And they have a goal back, and just listen to what that means.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It's just what the game needed. This stadium has erupted just because of that little bit of quality that we haven't seen a lot of this evening. Let's make that pretty clear. But when we have, we've seen little glimpses of it. Brilliant play, touched on Johnny Williams being that pivot who can instigate attacking threat. I talked about the hard work, you get rewarded. Look at this 2v2 situation, it would come about, but Harry McKirdy, the flick pass, and I tell you what, he does brilliant, keeps it hard and low, absolutely no chance for Stefan in goal, just because it's drilled at that near post. Really, really good finish from the informed McKirdy.
Well, he scored 4 here on New Year's Day. If he scores 4 tonight, they win the cup tie.
Well, I think Manchester City would be signing him as well.
That would be the realm of fantasy, but what a moment for McKirdy and for Swindon Town. And for the manager as well, Ben Garner. His team on the board. A goal against the best defence in the land, scored by Harry McKirdy.
Yeah, credit to him as well, because let's face it, he's had to do a lot of work off the ball, back defensively, and then to still have the energy late on in the game to get forward, make a name for himself. These are young boys that are still trying to push their way into higher ends of the league. Sometimes you have to take that step back.
There's Yandolo, free kick given, and now Swindon have, you can see the bit between the teeth.
This is what the FA Cup's all about, isn't it? You're playing against world-class players. You're showing that you can compete, you can work hard, and the fans absolutely adore this situation.
Yellow card shown to Carl Walker for the foul. And if they score again here, Lee, with 10 to play, hold on to your hats.
Well, that's what the Swindon fans have come out in the numbers for. They've come out to see a performance.
The noise now is a cacophony. There is hope again for Swindon Town with 10 to play. And the free kick here, Lewis Reed for the Robins. Maybe Ellis Yandolo. Left here for Yandolo. It's good service too, and helped on by Critchlow.
It's good delivery, just that little bit disguised on the free kick, as if Lewis Reed was going to flash that in swinging. Swinger just. It was always going to be a difficult one for Critchlow to try and guide that in the far corner.
Ruben Diaz. Here with Zach Steffen. Nathan Ake. From Conroy falls to Ilkay Gundogan. And now Gabriel Jesus for Manchester City.
It really is amazing what a goal does to a side, and what momentum and what confidence it brings. It's unbelievable, it really is.
It's giving the crowd reason again to raise their voice, that's for sure. Different game, different night now. There is Walker. And Walker again silenced those voices. Locked away. Picked up here again for City by Bernardo Silva. Gundogan. Gundogan, great ball here for Cole Palmer. In the centre, McAtee waiting. It's Palmer, it's Bernardo Silva, blocked. Comes back here, Palmer's way. Palmer! The goal! He has more than deserved tonight. He has been special. And the goal is exactly that. It's the clincher, 4-1 City.
Oh, what a finish. I was just going to criticise him just as he got in an area where he could have flashed that ball. McAtee was waiting, he delayed. And this is just the quality from Manchester City that we've seen. But from this boy, Cole Palmer, he's special. He really is. The composure he showed all evening. This is the best goal of the night for me. Gets fortunate, but talked me through this finish. It is absolutely outstanding from the technique, tight angle, hits the crossbar and hits the post, makes it even special. And if one man has deserved the goal tonight, it's been Cole Palmer. Yes, Lewis Ward gets a touch on it, but just sheer power takes it across the line. Great goal.
The FA Cup can make names and make young men into household names, and you see there a young man by the name of Cole Palmer, his third goal for the first team. It's a special one to make it 4-1 for City, and that should see off the fight back. A change here for Swindon and for City as they take off Gundogan, replaced here by the young Belgian Romeo Lavia. It was his second first-team game, and Swindon too will rotate their pack. And they've brought on the young striker Harry Parsons, who scored 5 goals and 6 on loan at Chippenham Town at the 6th tier this season, replacing here Tyrese Simpson for the game's last push. here with goalkeeper Lewis Ward. Con made his first start in the Premier League against Everton back in November. You can see Lee, a player that they know what they have, and they're just trying to ease him into first-team games and first-team life, and he looks the part.
Really does. You look at quality and moments of games that you just feel that stand out, and I'll tell you what, we've seen some really magical moments.
And the back pass has the goalkeeper backtracking here. Ward, he's got there in the end with the feet of McKirdy. That was risky.
Really an embarrassing moment, but I think the way that they want to play, Ward's got to get used to being that sweeper at times and being available for a pass.
Here is Harry Parsons. He's played 4 times in League One before that loan move to their neighbours Chippenham Town of the National League South for a mini loan spell. Yandola picked up here now by Cole Palmer and Walker. Now Bernardo Silva.
I do feel when Swindon did get that goal, it's just the momentum and the buzz around the place was absolutely brilliant. It's just what the fans want to see. But then you can not switch off at all for this Manchester City side.
Play 5 more minutes. Swindon 1, City 4 in the weekend's first Emirates FA Cup third round tie. It's been a good game to watch, as I think cramp has taken its toll on Swindon scorer Harry McKirdy.
And there's been no doubt the work that he's put into this game, the hard work, the enjoyment, no doubt, and to get on the score sheet, well, makes it extra special for Harry McKirdy.
Double change here again for City. This is Luke Mbete coming on as centre-back, and behind him, wearing 37, a player likened to Neymar for a debut for City. He's the young Brazilian Kayiki, at 18, coming on to join Mbete here for the game's last 5 minutes. And then Palmer makes way for the first game in the first team for Kayiki, a player brought in for around £10 million from Brazil. And this is his first game in the first team tonight.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to seeing. I actually felt he might have started this evening. There's been lots of hype, lots of talk around this young man. He's got an awful lot of time to really show us and excite us, but I'm sure he will.
McKirdy's night ends not the way he wanted it. I think it is only cramp. So being helped off here by Johnny Williams. And that's the goal he scored tonight there, the consolation goal, but well taken too.
It really was, and he's put the work shift in, and he got rewarded with his goal. Let's keep his goal tally and keep that running going into league. Hopefully he'll go and score more goals in League 2 that will take Swindon close to promotion this season.
So Mo Dabre coming on, the young Italian teenager. And also this is Ryan East into midfield, the ex-Reading junior, coming on too for the home team to see out the cup tie. It's with Mbete. So Reed, the player who was taken off in the end to accommodate Ryan East. Dabre putting the pressure on Ruben Diaz, who's got the armband now. They've taken Gundogan off. Bernardo Silva. Chase on for both McKirdy and Kayiki. Romany Critchlow for Swindon. Johnny Williams. Rodri here for McKirdy. The support too from Lavia goes outside of him. This is Gabriel Jesus. Lavia, the chasing player here, the young Belgian, who got there as well. To play just 2 minutes of the 90. And Swindon get one back, or will City further extend the winning lead.
A few players going down with cramp, just seeing Conroy just going down there, having a stretch off. They've really worked hard to try and get in the faces of Manchester City, and you have to credit that.
It's with Ruben Diaz for Bernardo Silva. Turn their focus now to Tuesday's game away to Mansfield Town in the push for promotion from League Two, the One-Call Stadium. Here now to Parsons. The stats lead 21 shots, 7 on target. It has been their night by, in the end, a comfortable margin. Lavia. Clipped in here towards McKirdy. There's Kaiki. On the turn here, Kaiki still into traffic. Gabriel Jesus is there. Rodri from range, it's the crossbar. It stays at 4, but that bar's still shaking.
Wow, what a save from Lewis Ward. It is absolutely brilliant. Have to see this slow-mo, because I think this is going to be even better as it comes out from this range. It's a brilliant, brilliant fingertip save, because that is going nowhere but the top corner. And I tell you what, credit, he's made some really good saves this evening, Lewis Ward has, and that amongst, well, for me, the best one so far. Really good fingertip save onto the bar.
Ward, their second choice keepers, at times really caught the eye tonight. The penalty save from Gabriel Jesus, that there to tip away Rodri's shot.
He certainly had a lot to do with, as you said, saving the penalty, giving massive confidence, but that was a really good save.
Shots on here. The shots in the end from Parsons with Zach Steffen. We're now beyond the 90. Here's Lavia for City. The first of 3 additional minutes. Rodri, McKirdy, Bernardo Silva to involve Kyle Walker and Kaiki. Joao Cancelo, control excellent. There's Lavia with him. There he is.
It is a brilliant lesson at times, a tough one for Swindon, but Man City just let the ball do the work, and the movement that they possess, you know, that's where you strive to as a footballer, as a young player. That's why I say this game, this is a real credit to Swindon, how hard they've worked off the ball against top-class players, world-class players out there. So credit to both sides.
Kaiki on to Rodri. It's Rodri on the move here for City. Rodri still. Rodri's cross blocked at the corner off Yandolo. Happy to play 90 more seconds of this. And a roll short. Comes there for Johnny Williams for Swindon to break away and stop there. And a foul by James McKirdy.
Just a bit sloppy in possession. McKirdy flicking away at his pass.
A yellow card as well shown to the young man. His third senior game, gets the yellow card for the foul there on Johnny Williams. So the game's last additional minute. McKirdy's yellow card confirmed, away here by Lewis Ward. Towards Parsons, clear by Rodri. Critchlow, east. Rob Hunt for Swindon. Kessler Hayden takes on Gabriel Jesus, but he's got a free kick. The learning curve, of course, for Swindon very steep tonight, as the scoreboard will underline, but they have certainly in spells caught the eye. To score a goal against the league's best defence in the Premier League is no mean feat either here for Swindon Town tonight.
Well, there's positives they're going to have to take out of this evening, and credit, I've said, they worked hard, they've got themselves a goal.
And that is that. The nation's best, too good for Swindon. And City, shorn of Pep Guardiola and 7 first-team players tonight, still had too much in the tank for Swindon. A 4-1 win to book their place in round 4 of the Emirates FA Cup. And one young man really caught the eye at 19, the scorer of their 4th goal, Cole Palmer. And a strong team, maybe the one rookie in it, he was the man to really catch the eye. There was a super free kick too from the captain Ilkay Gundogan in that performance. But City progress in the end with lots of room to spare. Despite their COVID situation, no Pep Guardiola, and missing 7 senior players, they win here still by 4 goals to 1.